Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hello, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, we're going to be looking at money blocks. And I think for a lot of people, they have a sense that they could be better with money, but they're not sure why they're not. So that might be saving more, investing more, spending less on, let's say, less important things in terms of priorities. So this session is really going to be based on removing those unconscious money blocks. I've got a volunteer with me right now, and we've just had a talk before the hypnosis starts. And it seems like a possible cause of those money blocks is the very different attitude that two different parents had when it came to money. So we're going to use something called parts integration therapy in this session, where we're going to take the positive qualities and role models of one parent and the positives of another, and then figure out what that happy medium is, so that rather than conflicted parts moving in different directions, you've got parts working collaboratively to get the best of both worlds. So expect metaphors about money blocks and parts therapy to remove inner conflict, which can be a real cause of frustration and feelings of self-sabotage when it comes to money. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow a feeling of tension to leave your body on your outward breath. That's it. Eyes feeling so relaxed they're closed, and breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. And continuing to notice that in the outward breath, more and more tension, stress, or anxiety is leaving your body. That's it. Deeper and deeper, relaxed. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a glowing white light that represents health, vitality, and resourcefulness. As you imagine breathing in that glowing white light in through your nose, feel the energy of that resourcefulness going in through your nose and into your lungs. And as you exhale, notice that a darker color is leaving your body, representing anything unwanted, anything disempowering, anything holding you back, perhaps tension, stress, worries. See it leaving your body in your outward breath. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine you are somewhere where you've been before, perhaps many years in the past. I want you to imagine perhaps pictures of this place, seeing a younger version of you in this place, perhaps in nature. Maybe you can see rivers, waterfalls, lakes and streams, a faraway place with fond memories. And if you can think back to that place, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine climbing into that version of you, into that picture, and finding yourself in the memory. You in your body back then, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Perhaps you're on a hillside or in nature, seeing a river. You can see the water flowing. It might be a slow-moving river or a fast-moving river, but you can distinctly see the currents and the water moving. And I want you to get a sense that this river started somewhere. And I want you to imagine you are walking all the way back to the origin of this river, where the river started as a spring. Perhaps you can imagine you're a bird flying backwards down the course of the river, seeing the river get smaller, narrower, until it reaches a point where the spring starts. And if you can imagine being at the spring of this river, just let me know by nodding your head. I want you to get a sense that there was a time in your life where there was no money, no wealth, none of it existed. And there was a time in the history of the world that no money existed at all. And now there are trillions upon trillions in assets, currency, all over the world. And in the same way that a river has a spring, an individual has that first income that they receive, perhaps pocket money or a gift for a birthday or Christmas. The world has a point of inception at which bartering converted to trading precious metals that were then forged into coins, that were then integrated into currencies of different nations. I want you to get a sense that all money, all wealth is created. It's just a means of value, of trading one valuable thing for another valuable thing. And as you look at the spring that represents the very beginning of this river, get a sense that it all flows from somewhere. And to begin with, a spring does not contain huge amounts of water. Maybe it's just a trickle. But then over time, it collects with other springs trickling into bigger streams, and those bigger streams create bigger rivers. And I want you to follow this spring down, perhaps just the first few miles of its existence before it becomes a raging river. You see it just as a small stream. And I want you to get a sense this small stream has the occasional things crossing it. Perhaps an old tree. Perhaps a collection of leaves that are rotting. Maybe even an animal like a beaver has created a dam. I want you to get a sense that throughout the journey of those first few miles of that stream are several blocks. And I want you to get a sense that the blocks temporarily restrict the amount of water flowing down that stream. And I want you to get a sense that if those blocks weren't there, more of that water would flow down the stream, getting bigger and bigger. The stream would become a river, and the small river would become a large river. And perhaps at some point, they would collect that water in a large reservoir. But for now, just notice that the stream has various blocks, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 different blocks, blocking the flow of water on that stream. And then as you follow the stream down, I want you to notice perhaps a wooden cabin, a log cabin. I want you to imagine walking to the door of that log cabin, and when you're standing outside, just let me know by nodding your head. You're standing in front of the door of a log cabin, not too far away from a stream, and that stream has various blocks obstacles restricting the flow of water down that stream. You're standing outside the door of this cabin. It's an empty cabin. And I want you to get a sense that you're about to enter this cabin. I will count down from 5 to 1, and when I arrive at 1, you will be inside the cabin. It will be a large empty room. 5. Imagine putting your hand perhaps on the door handle. 4. Twisting or turning that door handle. 3. Opening that door. 2. Walking through the door. And 1. Closing the door behind you. And find yourself in an empty room, in a log cabin, somewhere out in nature, not too far from a stream with various obstacles. And I want you to get a sense that 2 people are about to join you in this cabin. The first is a part of your subconscious mind that represents what you learned about money from your father. And when that part has entered the room, let me know by nodding your head. And perhaps this part is dressed in a way to let you know what money means to them. Perhaps it means status, significance, respect, success, rewards. Only you will know what it means, but see if you can figure it out from how this part is dressed and is standing there in that cabin. And I want you to get a sense that that part exists within you. You share similar values, motives, desires and drives. And I want you to decide right now which of your hands will represent that part. And whether it's left or right, it doesn't matter. But when you've decided which hand will represent the part that is linked to the value of money learned by your father, let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And before anyone else enters this room, I want you to get a sense of how those values served that part and indeed served your father. Maybe it improved the quality of their life, increased motivation or drive, made them feel that what they did was worthy, met their need of feeling important. I want you to elicit what it was that money did for them and therefore this part that exists within you. And when you feel that there is a positive intention from thinking about money in this way, just let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And then I want you to imagine that another unconscious part enters the room. This is a part that represents what you learned about money from your mother. This part isn't your mother, just a representation of what you learned from her about money. And as she enters the cabin, I want you to observe perhaps how they are dressed, how they use their body, facial expressions, get a sense of what money meant to them. And maybe it meant security, safety, protection. The avoidance of stress and anxiety. Or maybe it meant something else. Only you will know. And then decide that the other hand will represent that part. And just as you did with the part that you learned from your father, I want you to elicit and learn what is the positive intention from valuing these things about money. Maybe it's designed to avoid making mistakes. Maybe it's designed to avoid taking unnecessary risks, from jeopardizing the the safety and security of the present and the future for what may happen. And I want you to get a sense that your mother and father valued different things. They both had positive intentions, but because they valued different things, they had different ways of meeting their needs and their values. And that, at some level, you learned from both of them, as well as your own life experience. Perhaps one parent was motivated to use money as a way of feeling a sense of being worthwhile, whereas another parent used money as a means to ensure safety and security, not just for themselves, but perhaps for the people they cared for most. And if your unconscious mind agrees that money is just a vehicle, a means to achieve what an individual values and has no value in and of itself, let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And I want you to get a sense that you learned from both. You learned that money can give you things that make you feel good, gave you a sense of deserving, of value, of self-esteem, significance and status. But money has also been used to give you a sense of security and safety, protection. You don't have to worry about being homeless or destitute. And I want you to say thank you to both of those parts for their positive intention. Because without these parts, you could be in a very different place, emotionally, physically, mentally, when it comes to money. Perhaps filled with much more anxiety or worry or stress. And as you say thank you to both of them, acknowledge their response. That you are validating what these parts are doing for you. And then I want you to both of them, almost like you're streaming your inner thoughts, stream the consequences of this conflict, of this disparity that sometimes makes you question yourself. Sometimes you hesitate in giving yourself the quality of life that you deserve. Sometimes it makes you feel not worthy or that you're creating unnecessary risk. And communicate to both parts that you now need them to work together in harmony to get the best out of each respective ability. The part from your father will give you a source of motivation, determination, an entrepreneurial spirit, a desire to take risks that have the potential of a big payoff. And the part you learn from your mother will give you a sense of avoiding unnecessary risk. Call it due diligence, caution, discernment, and that actually they are able to work together very well. Someone that makes big decisions but reckless decisions risks losing everything. And someone that never makes any decisions stagnates and lives a lifestyle deprived of enjoyment. And I want you to get a sense that there is a happy medium between both of them. One hand represents the part you learned from your father. The other part represents what you learned from your mother. And slowly I want you to bring those two different hands up to your heart. And I want you to allow the fingers to interlock only to the extent that those parts in your subconscious are willing to work collaboratively as a team to improve your relationship with money and to improve the quality of your life in your future. That's it. And not only when both hands are connected and the fingers interlocked, but when you see in that room, in that cabin, a collaboration between those conflicted parts now working as a team with the same mission to improve your financial future, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to give both of those parts a hug, letting them know that you value their unconscious guidance to now improve your relationship with money. And although you joined this cabin as 3 different entities, you leave as one, allowing those parts to now exist within you, working collaboratively to give you an improved financial future. And once you've left that cabin and are now back out by the side of that stream, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to notice that something has changed with that stream. That the water is flowing more rapidly, reliably than it was before. As you walk upstream towards the spring, notice that where there were blocks previously is now free-flowing water. I want you to get a sense that from this point forwards, more money will flow towards you. And when it does, you will not make rash decisions from a place of status and significance and self-importance. But equally, you will not hoard the money just in case something bad happens. More money will flow towards you and you will act with balance, discernment, giving you a good quality of life without risking the quality of your life. You will feel happy to invest in yourself, to give you and those you care about most things that will bring joy and enjoyment, pleasure and fun, but not at the extent of risking your own future or anyone else's. As you walk up to the spring, notice that things have changed and they will continue to evolve as you build new distinctions and new insights about your new relationship with money. And if your unconscious mind now feels that you have a better relationship with money, harnessing those resourceful parts within you to make better choices and decisions and allowing more money to flow towards you, just let me know by nodding your head. And then you realize all of this is just a thought within a thought, a dream within a dream, an idea within an idea. And actually, this was just your imagination projected from a photo within a memory. And actually, you are in the present listening to my voice right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle those fingers and wiggle those toes. Get a sense that you are physically in your body firmly in the present, with all normal sensations returning to your arms and legs firmly in the present. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling highly resourceful, optimistic, grateful for what you have, but still motivated to enjoy more of what life has to offer for you. You will awaken with a sense that more money will flow towards you, and you trust your intuition and unconscious to make great choices with the increasing amount of money heading your way. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.